These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LEC Summer Playoffs matchup.
They're looking for a dive. The chunk onto Broken Blade.
Midway's hit 3. He's got Polymorph. Broken Blade under the tower, rooted up, and there's first blood. MDK on the board early on.
Execute it flawlessly. Well done. Nice trades from Friscawi in mid lane as well, but now G2 set their sights on bot.
The dive here. Alvaro does have the exhaust, puts it down early. Mickey flashes away, he's tanking the tower. Alvaro will fall first. Yike has to flash away as well and almost dies. 100 HP on him, trying to iterate on the old things.
Let's see if they can convert it into anything though, as Elyoya. He does get the cross map, securing those early grubs. Nice ulti from Friscawi. Again, continuing to play this matchup very well, keeping that pressure onto Caps. And that means that the Dragon is going to be cross-mapped on the bot side. So ultimately, a relatively even game here so far in the early game.
Hans has had a freeze down in bot lane. At the very least now it's slow pushing out, but the wave state's been pretty bad down in bot side for Super for a long time, and that's accumulating into about a 20 CS lead.
Setting ourselves up nicely for the next Dragon and the next Grubs respawn. Both teams working towards their first item as sights on Friscawi here.
Jump in onto him, the cease and desist coming out as well. Alvaro gets the knock-up, but the Emperor's Divide and the Ignite is enough. Caps gets the kill on his opposing mid lane, and now Alvaro's in a world of hurt, trying to get to the safety of the tower with the locket coming out. Caps still secures him. Super now trying to trade back onto Mickey, but Unsummers come to join the party. Mickey pulled out with the face call as Yike goes in with a Bolt Breaker. Now Elyoya and Super down to half HP.
Ultimately, I think they caught Yike. Sorry, Yike was able to catch him completely off guard. Blades.
Nice to mouse him again. The wild growth coming out from Mirwin, but is it enough to keep him alive? Puts the glitter lance down. Just enough of a shield from Pix there to keep Mirwin standing on his 2 feet.
As well as securing 6 grubs now, is going to be open them up some decent side lane plays. My only thing is that you don't really have that many side lane champions. You don't really have one at all. So utilizing the grubs in the mid game isn't going to be there. I don't really...
He'll be able to walk away, but it's an ult for ult exchange, and Broken Blade seems satisfied with that for now.
I guess you could argue that with the chip damage from Lulu, just committing to the all-ins makes sense. No TPs from either top lane. This will be a 4v4.
Broken Blade is moving down from the top side. Super trying to get some damage down onto Summer. Mickey jumping across the wall, lands the Shadowing Strike into the Magnet Storm. Mom called for a little bit of help. Alvaro goes in onto Summer, but there's no follow-up, and he immediately cleanses away the sun. Bates call coming out, and Alvaro is a pinata. The pin cushion falls. Next up, Elyoya, who flashes away but can't dash far enough to escape the clutches of Caps. Super and Friscawi now on the wrong side of the rift, because G2 have chased them behind the turret, and they'll find a double for Caps.
An excellent team fight for G2. They find the massive 3-man Rel ultimate engage, and crucially Super, his ult only heals him. It hits barely anyone, only Mickey X if I remember right.
Now they're looking for the last member of MDK. Super trying to get out of this situation. He can't get one back. And that'll be 4 dead on the side of MDK as G2 extend their lead to 7-1. They'll secure the tower, secure the Dragon.
It's been a struggle for MDK to really find their mark in this game so far. What's Spain they went for the boot camp, right? Not Brazil? I'm just looking at the scoreline and...
Wow.
G2 stayed in Germany, so it makes sense, right? So, yeah. We talked about their bootcamp, and I said I liked the inventiveness they brought out. G2 have very much quashed that invention in the first 15 minutes of this game.
Side as well, suddenly catching someone off guard, shadowing Caps in the side lane too, and leaving them in isolation. I think they have great tools to play the side lane this game. With the Vi, you can immediately snap engage with the shuffle as well. Making picks in side lane is going to be a real threat to MDK.
Summit, he's looking for a bit of a play here. Oh, it's Mickey.
Q-flash. And immediately they go in with the cease and desist as well. Oh, you just pull the trigger. And that's how you fire in. G2 looking for a little bit more as Alvaro tries to keep them away, but the tower should be their prize for now. Shadowing Strike lands onto Alvaro. He's locked back, but has the safety of a second turret to retreat to.
The Q flash was so fast instantly by Mickey, finding the pick onto the Smolder instantly, and now the carry's just online. Friscawi has no wave clear either, so they could just free hit the tower hit. There's really nothing MDK can do.
I mean, this really is a statement game so far from G2. 17 minutes in. Oh, ulti.
Oh, knocked back. He went in with a twisted advance and has to flash to get out of that predicament. But G2 give him a quicker way to the grave. They send him packing. Mirwin being jumped on with the slicing. Maelstrom here by Broken Blade can try and trade back in.
The follow-up from Yike as well just gave him no room to be able to flash away. And then MDK is just doing what they can to try and defend the tower, but they don't have the wave clear, and then the follow-through comes from G2.
Yeah, Ezreal as a champion just has no wave clear at all. And you can
say that basically every time, but just to remind you, doesn't do too much apart from prep us for the Elder Drake. Nature's Grass coming out from Elioya. Cap still has the flash. Can he get it out of range? Not quite. True Shot Barrage is going to hit. The tower goes down, as you say. Twisted Advance forward. Emperor's Divide back. TP behind, and another TP to follow from MDK. Broken Blade and Mirwin will trade towards the top side of the fight. Flash forward from Fescawi. Mystic Shot. One hits. He needs another, but he can't quite find it as Cap dodges to the safety of the tower. It's up onto Fescawi from Broken Blade himself. Fescawi stays around. No flash, no mana, no hope in hell of surviving this one. Elioya is trying to base in the bush, in the enemy jungle. We'll see Fescawi down, but is Elioya going to escape? The big question on everyone's lips as he's been caught out. He'll get taken out with the Ignite ticking, even through the locket. He dashes back in with a Twisted Advance, and then he falls. Cap's looking for more.
1 minute, they're looking to secure the first Baron of the game.
And I get the idea, you know, try to find a pick, stall the game out, but I think you had an easier option in waiting for potentially Muramana on the Ezreal, and that could be your cope angle at the next Dragon. Still, they try to pull the trigger up in topside, and it's kudos to Caps, right? He dodges absolutely everything, uses the ER cooldown, and now there's no hyper carry. It's a little bit rough, but, you know, you have a front to back that's okay enough to find some decent fights.
Still 25 stacks away, man. That's a lot. Your base is going to be in tatters by then. G2 use the pressure that Caps can elicit in the mid lane with that Sun Disc to take down the tier 2 in bot. MDK trying to work their way between the two turrets.
I say last minute, they've still got a minute left on the Baron. The Dragon Soul is available, but their sights are on the base.
There we are, synced waves in for them. Inhibitor tower in the mid lane falls, True Shot Barrage coming out, misses Mickey. MDK still trying to defend here. Yike jumps across the wall to clear out that control ward. Can't quite get onto it. Next wave about 5 seconds away from hitting the bot turret. Caps will take the mid inhib. G2 now push in with that next wave. MDK just really can't find much, can't find any purchase on this game. Their fingers are slipping off the ledge as G2 take a double inhib push.
Yeah, MDK, they have 2 tools to stop a siege, right? That's Maokai ult from Fog of War to stop them sieging on a wave.
What else is there to say from this game, really? A near perfect game for G2. They lost a Broken Blade in the top lane, they lost the Grubs, sure, but
very powerful for the Alistar in a fight like this. This is the point that you have to go in. He lands the knock-up on one, it's only Caps who flashes away. The Magnus Storm will lock Alvaro in place. Face Call pulls out one, Hansama down to half. MDK still looking for more, but there's the threat of Broken Blade just slicing through that backline if they overstep.
honestly, best case scenario for MDK, that fight looks really close, and if the gold deficit wasn't as big as it is, that could have been a turning point, but they couldn't quite lock down a member. They didn't quite have the damage. Now Caps returns to the fold, fully healed back up, spent what last of the gold he has, level 16 as Zia, and the base is falling apart for MDK.
You've burnt all your ultimates as MDK as well, so G2 very willing just to step up. The first Nexus tower falls, the third inhib tower follows it. Caps can just step forward and rain hell down upon that Nexus turret. He dodges away from the Mystic shot. Alvaro is back up, but no flash to his name. Yike has that cease and desist. The Emperor's Divide still a possibility for G2. MDK, the last vestige of hope, quickly being extinguished here by Caps, who just shreds through Super. Twisted advance forward, but there's the Zhonya's to buy a second. Mickey diving in as well, and the slicing Maelstrom finds the backline. G2 are done with this game, and MDK can only stand and watch on their fountain as G2 will take game one in convincing fashion. Caps is still alive, Benny. You can say hang on all you want, but MDK can't. G2 will take the Nexus, and they'll go 1-0 up. I'll be honest, the draft in game one from MDK felt like that degree of cooking. This is a step further, okay? This is Cocoa Puffs and Sugar Puffs and just entire breakfast on a stage. Just pinged out, Super dashes away with the Arcane Shift. Mickey hits a Gleaming Quill and will heal up Hansama as it looks like they're going to reset after getting that wave shoved in. Hansama, I mean, don't know he's hit. Go in with the Oracles, stun onto Hans. Guardian coming out from Mickey, though, means that Alvaro might be a little bit overextended. His Yike's coming around the side. Ignite ticking on him. Alvaro does still have the flash, but Yike can follow. Flashes, super dashes in front of it and almost pays for it with his life.
MDK hold on to a very small gold lead that they've been able to build with the small jungle advantage that Alioya continues to find. This HP is very low, though.
Yeah, Hansama looking for that plasma stack, goes in with the Zenith Blade, but the cleanse away from Hansama should be enough to take down Alvaro. Now Super in a 1v2, Hansama flashes! The Gleaming Quill was enough healing to keep Hans alive, and it's a 2-for-0 in the bot lane for G2.
It's just do it and find picks. In this game, they just hover mid, right? Because the only play potentially is the Via onto the Vex, chain ceasing with the Rakan and the Ahri, and they mitigated that really well.
MDK are going to be able to get 3 Grubs and a Drake here. Zenith Blade in, Alvaro after the Hex Flash, but Mickey's able to grand entrance his way to safety. MDK Control of the neutrals early doors. Gold lead slightly in G2's favor. See this that much in game 1 here. Seeing it a lot more in game 2. They feel like they have the impetus to go in with the Zenith Blade. Alioya looking for the smite, lands it. And the follow-up onto Yike is enough. No escape for him. He's down. Albro takes the kill. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Summers dived in with the killer instinct. The ignite ticking. Mickey dying. It just needed one more auto G2. But MDK even out the score.
Yes.
So many spectator modes. Doesn't have flash now, and now he's about to come back off cooldown.
He's
Super
gonna
stayed
die.
around for a while, and yet, as you say, likely to die here. Caps takes it, Mickey tanks the tower, and G2 will finally put that Ezreal in the dirt.
BB is going to potentially contest these grubs. I wonder if he could potentially steal one away.
No passive on Frescowi. They're going to look for him. Mickey stepped out early. Frescowi going in, has that Shadow Surge, but can't land it now with Caps TPing in as well. Frescowi is surrounded by G2 and doesn't really have anywhere to go. Flashes away from the charm, but the cease and desist will follow him. He finds one so far. Shadow Surge dodged by Mickey. Now Caps try to trade back in, but Frescowi has survived for a long time in this battle. Mickey dashes forward, Gleaming Quill hits, as does the charm. In the end, G2 making a 1-for-1.
I mean, Frescowi makes the best out of a bad situation. Caps TPs, they think with the numbers advantage, they can find a big pick. But while all that was happening, look at the top side of the map. MDK is getting a full tower in mid lane. More plates are being secured. G2 are kind of scrambling around the map right now. A lot of individual errors are just being capitalized on by MDK.
This gourmet that you've laid out for us is working well.
The Vex, I think, has had so much work. I feel like Rakan is scared to dash forward, and all the dashing champs are just struggling.
Cleanse away from Hans Summer. Dark Binding eaten by Mickey. True Shot Barrage coming out as well. The Soul Shackles almost connect on Mickey, but he's able to dodge away just at the right moment. Yike now the next target. He's taken out by Super. Another Dark Binding lands, and under the tower, Hans Summer is sent packing. Caps is going to Spirit Rush forward here, but right into the face of Elioya. Flash away. Caps dashes back across the wall.
A nice little skirmish from MDK where they leverage numbers advantage to find 2 quick kills. They set themselves up nicely to secure the dragon and this mid tower. Corki being involved in the game, really accelerating something that Finn wanted to see them do more this time around, and MDK have done a great job. They know that G2 have put this priority on trying to attack the bot side of the map. The bot side of the map has done a good job of weathering that storm. And ultimately that means that Mirwin has been snowballing on the top side, a 1.9k lead for him. This Morgana has been power farming like a menace.
Who was reinforcing Caps in at the bottom lane. They probably also saw Yike as he came out of the bush. Alvaro here can trade with Mickey, but it's more to be a nuisance than anything else. Just try and gain control of as much of the river as possible. Still a while before the next Drake. Yike dashing forward with the Bolt Breaker. G2 looking for something here. You can see Super starting to react. Charm goes down. Quickness in as well as Mickey looks for the backline. Double TP invested. Cease and desist into the slicing Maelstrom. And Alvaro and Elioya are already gone. Super next up. Hans Summer dashing in, but the Shadow Surge will chase him down. Mirwin's fallen, and now it's all on that Shadow Surge. What can you do, Frescowi? How much damage can you put down? You get a reset when you get the kill. In the end, MDK won't look for more, it seems. Yike, Caps, and Broken Blade still standing.
So the lack of exhaust really biting MDK there onto the cannon ult coming through. And I think the crucial thing was Ahri, Caps on this Ahri, managing to get away from the chain CC of Alvaro, ending up with the best case scenario for G2 in my opinion. Managed to find a T5 win after being down so much gold.
A hectic set of affairs. We look back at this exchange and note the numbers. We see Frescowi still sitting in mid lane, sorry, Super in mid lane, looking to rotate down. The engage comes out in a 4v3.
Bot lane as well, it has no TP, just used it, so they know they have a numbers advantage here. You can use those 6 grubs, get the Rift Herald, and look to secure a tier 2 somewhere else on the map. Broken Blade will have some time with the tier 2 in that bot lane, but I mean, although Kennen can take towers, not the quickest at it. It's Mirwin.
I mean, the thing is with G2's composition, right, is it's full send. You have to engage and find these angles through the Black Shield and through the Vex. And if you don't find them, you're just going to automatically lose by default. So it's on G2 here to find these engages with these flanks, potentially with a Kennen flank or something like this.
Well, we talked about in the draft, right, that if this MDK composition falls behind, it's going to be very difficult for them to really find avenues. But pressure down onto G2, ultimately trying to play the map as much as possible and not give them that ability to find that shotgun engage.
2 more tier 2s to MDK. Caps getting a chunk of his HP as well. Time with his inhib tower though. Shadow Surge a possibility from Frescowi. He might look for the chase immediately. The rocket belt away from Broken Blade means the inhibitor tower does fall. G2 finds something.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, you have no exhaust versus the Kennen as well. You've opted into Ignite, which generally says we're going to get a big lane lead and make up for the lack of exhaust as the game goes on. They don't get the lane lead, and now they just have no exhaust for Kennen in a full dive composition. So I'm a little bit worried. For the side
Well,
of
the top
MDK.
side has the lane lead at the very
Okay,
least.
sure.
Oh, super caught out, has no flash, cease and desist to follow up. They're looking for more CC here. Alioya puts Dark Binding back down. Bolt Breaker in, but the Black Shield enough to keep Super safe from the knockup. Yike flashes the wall, Alvaro chases him, Killer Instincted by Hans Summer, and now MDK are all at arrears. Alioya getting chased out, Caps going forward with the Spirit Rush, needs the charm, hits it. A double so far for Hans Summer in the fight. Alvaro trying to Zenith play it out, but I'm not sure the escape can be anything but a flash across the wall. He manages to escape in the end. Shadow Surge hits only Hans Summer. G2 find 2 in the top side.
And we heard it from the interview. They have to play together.
Scowy didn't use his passive to knock Mickey back. I think he was still dead anyway. That's 3. Baron's up in 7 seconds.
They're not going to be able to respond.
Quite interesting right now what BB is doing right here. He was waiting in the bush just in case anyone came to defend the tier 1 turret, whether they're trying to cross map, and then maybe make a pick onto them going forward, because he has no TP, right? They're opting to give this Dragon up for sure, no TP flank down in bot side, and they're giving up sole point for some tier 3 gold, so tier 1 gold.
Caps 4-0-3 on incredibly fast, and they might look for Frescowy on the bottom side. Alioya's walking away from him. There's the charm, and there's another. An assist at least for Caps, make it 12 stacks.
Potentially look for a fight around that Nash.
Alioya jumped on, no time for the Black Shield, and Alioya's down. The charm coming out as well as Super's locked up. Solar Flare on the backline, Fear onto Mickey, but he's still half HP, and with the TP coming in, Mickey going back forward for Super once again. Broken Blade TP's in. Caps has a teleport of his own.
Okay, Corki, Ezreal.
It's a Mega Blasko, and the one thing the Chemtech Rift does for us, Vedius, is give the cannon the flank position.
Potential.
Caps looking for the charm, cannon goes in, he's feared immediately, but the dive into the backline, Merwin able to escape. There's one, he's looking to make it 2. It's 2 from Merwin, and G2 are now all hailing the retreat. MDK fight them off with the Baron. MDK are going to allow them to get that close again. Oh, flash forward from Alvaro, looking for that shield of Daybreak. Dark Binding coming out as well. Broken Blade goes in with the blast of slicing Maelstrom. Is the follow-up there? A Killer Instinct! And it's a supernova of damage from G2. Caps diving forward, they'll find another fight. Still fighting against 2 here as Merwin falls as well. I said they wouldn't get close enough, but MDK delivered them on a golden platter.
I mean, they tried to force a fight way too hard. Broken Blade this time could find the angle, and with a monstrous Maelstrom.
Oh, the
Get
TP.
that TP flank, there we go. He called it, Aragon. Merwin will have the Valkyrie, and Broken Blade only has half his health left. Counter TP coming out as G2 trying to run through the river to react. Broken Blade pops the slicing Maelstrom. The charm on Frescowy as he came out of the TP was perfect, but Merwin's able to trade one back so far. Caps trying to get away. Merwin need another order. The True Chop Barrage going wide. The Rocket doing the same. Meanwhile, on the top side, Alvaro goes in with the Solar Flare. Alioya trying to get away, but he's already burned the Black Shield, and he's caught up in the cease and desist. And now G2 have got them in their claws. They found them in the pincer movement. Super and Merwin have a lot of damage between them, though. Merwin already level 18. Yike able to dodge away from the Phosphorus Bomb, but it's just an auto from Merwin, enough to take him low. The Battle Dance not quite able to connect. And Merwin and Super are doing everything they can to keep MDK in this game.
Caps is still around, but he doesn't have the HP to fight.
Team's top laners that you call cheesy, he calls them good, and now a TP comes through.
Oh God, Broken Blade, you're right in the middle of the meat grinder. That TP was suboptimal.
Yes, it was, and it was an easy kill for MDK. They've been able to close the gold gap. I mean, it's been pretty close, a back and forth consistently throughout this game. But now the Salt is secured, and now maybe even a Baron on the cards.
Out of the pit.
MDK, their composition, showcasing the strength of it once it reaches that late game point. I will say that last fight, is that really how they want their comp to optimize? Probably not. With the Baron buff, MDK have set their sights now on the base of G2. Now looking to equalize this series.
And when TPing in, G2 trying to find a way, find a flank perhaps, but MDK once again doing their due diligence. They've warded their flanks. It's going to be hard for Broken Blade to get in. He does have the flash bolt breaker from Yike back to the safety of the tower, but Caps already takes half his HP. Broken Blade will keep Frescowy at bay, takes half of his, but MDK have already broken the inhibitor line and broken the inhibitor alongside it. Double cannon minions pushing in, G2 trying to clear the wave, but they don't have too much wave clear. Frescowy forced away, Broken Blade has the flash, and the engage coming out from G2. Super stunned up, Shadow Surge blocked with the Zonyas, but a dive onto the backline from Hans Summer is purely a dive into death. Frescowy fears him immediately when he lands, and MDK find 4 in the fight. The Nexus towers in their eyes, and they'll even out the series 1-1.
MDK, they knew the only way they would lose was through those flanks. I don't know if you caught it, guys, but at the end there, they had 5 sweepers.
Neceri's going top into Kennen, which is a very hard matchup, I think, because she does just get blown up when she goes on him. So he needs to space very well in his matchup. It's a very hard matchup to navigate.
I like the Galio though, because what ends up happening is that the way G2 want to play is flash forward with Annie, follow up with the Vi, follow up with the Rel. It's all a go forward and have that big wombo initially. And Galio can kind of just go, okay, I'm going to buy space for whoever the hell's in the back line. And a lot of the AD carries here at least have some form of dash. The back shield can grant some sort of distance. So I think that's where I'm really looking at going that kite back potential from Madeline's Koi is how they want to play.
Looking for that kite back. Early lane might be a little bit difficult for Mirwin on the side of G2, GB. What are you looking for them to do in the early game before we toss to Cast?
I mean, it's just all about bot lane for G2, MDK. If you mitigate that, you got great team fighting.
Have to see if they can make it work. Let's send it over to the casters for Game 3 in our match of the week, delivered by Uber Eats.
Let's get on into the action. 1-1. I think after game 1, most people expected this to be a quick 3-0 as it was yesterday, but Mad Lions Koi had other ideas. They cooked up something special. And in this game, they...
Especially, like, they do still have some issues in the mid-game. Hang on, level 6 secured.
No exhaust for Mirwin. Does still have the flash. Brokenblade trading in on him. Mirwin does have exhaust in a second, but another stun coming out. Mirwin! Ooh. Okay, that was closer than I think Mirwin would have liked it to be. Just assuming Alvaro on the reset came out through the mid lane. Mickey was seen holding bot side, so MDK knew they were in the lead, and now the hook comes out, the taunt as well, and Caps can flash, but can't escape. First blood.
Connects the hook after Caps tries to force a trade into Frescowi, and given that both mid laners have just been very low the entire laning phase, they're able to convert it into a kill. They even get the flash out from Caps as well, so nice first blood for MDK.
It's a desperation play to try and punish Mirwin on this chunk. Brokenblade's done a good job of chunking.
But look at where Frescowi is pathing as well. He's pathing towards that red, so then he can come in with the hero's entrance and immediately lock them up. The exhaust coming down. Frescowi came out of base and immediately knew his assistance was needed in top. MDK keep Caps at bay for the moment. Mirwin has the lightning crash, the slicing maelstrom coming out. Lightning crash as the response, and Mirwin will look for the chase down here. Broken Blade needs another stun, but Mirwin continues to hit him, and Mirwin will take him out of action. A 1v1 in the top lane while the Drake secured for MDK.
The rundown is just there. Mirwin just stat checks the Kennen BB. Doesn't expect the amount of damage that comes through on the all-in with the ultimate, and now a TP coming down on bot side.
TP behind here as Caps is looking for that flank position. Immediately met with a Dark Binding Magnet Storm in by Mickey. The shield of Duran looking for the taunt, but a cease and desist will knock him out of it. Mickey down to 200 HP, and the Winds of War have his name on them. It's 2 for MDK. The hero's entrance coming out, knocked back by Hans Summer, who will get one in response. Broken Blade now joining the fray. A 2v3 on the bot side as Super tries to distract Caps and BB. Shield of Duran for the taunt again, can't quite clip Caps, but it does get Broken Blade, and with a Dark Binding follow-up, Caps will get another in the end. He's looking for Frescowi. Can he get the damage down? He's got one, and with Tibbers to help him, perhaps he can look for a little bit more. Another stun coming out. Tibbers doing so much work in this fight. Eats the Dark Binding, and Caps with the red buff picks up the triple.
That was a 4-for-4 exchange. Bear in mind that Mirwin was not involved in this fight whatsoever.
Shield. It really looks pretty bad, but Hans Summer flashes forward and finishes off a kill.
And then the follow-up TP is crucial as well, because Hans Summer kind of committing his life once he does get that kill. Now it's a 2 versus 3, and bear in mind this started as a 5 versus 4, but then the taunt doesn't quite connect. Broken Blade is able to, I think he connects the stun hit. And then that sets up for Caps to be able to have enough damage to get the execute with the Q, and then he's able to chase things down thanks to the red buff. Eldoria in this situation just won't be able to compete
Knocked
with
Frescowi out of the hero's
there were
entrance
so
as
many
well.
things in that fight, but we're already into another one.
Oh, there we are. Slicing Maelstrom coming down. Caps looking for a little bit of damage as well onto Alvaro. Pretty tanky though, got the aftershock off just in time. Depth charge coming out. Broken Blade in the end will get the kill. Now Caps flashing. Tibbers coming down, but there's no stun on it. Caps hadn't quite lined up the cooldowns to get the stun down on Super game today. MDK still have about a 1.8k gold lead. Advantages mostly on Mirwin. He's got 1.1 thousand gold again himself. And again, as you say, he's had a great series so far. The Lulu game, not really much he could do in that one, but on the Corki, now on the Zeri, he is definitely dominating the top side of the map.
Sitting on a lot of gold right now. He needs to go back and spend it soon, but he has his sights set on the tower.
That's the flash away from the Shattering Strike there from Mickey.
A window now.
Super. No flash, has the barrier. Will it be enough to survive the onslaught from Hans Summer? The answer is an emphatic no. Hans Summer gets his second of the game.
And that's 607 gold total for Hans Summer. Reason for that, with Mickey setting his sights on him as well. Alvaro, oh, he may have overextended, doesn't have flash.
Look for the hook to terrain. There's the Dark Shield on him, but even with the hook to terrain, he'll get a bit of a reduced cooldown, but he won't have it up in time to escape the clutches of G2. The scoreline now even.
Have to fight for. Perfectly fine to give this one up. He tries to steal away the Grom there. And using things like that, it's not too much of a cost for him. He's not expecting a big fight in the near future. And so it's a cooldown that should come up in time before any major objective. As you can see, Herald is already gone. Next Dragon is still 5 minutes away. Mirwin, though, is becoming this very serious side lane threat. Elyoya with the Herald there to support him. This top tower should fall. Easy secure, given the damage that Mirwin had already done.
A lightning rush forward, but the Dark Binding coming out. Looks like he has to respect the damage that Mirwin represents. Static Shiv already complete for him, and the Zeal sitting in his inventory. Cap's trying to farm up on the top side. He's gone Malignance first.
The Ahri does give you a sense of agency, but that flash engage that an Annie provides, I think, gives you... it's much harder to react to than like the process of dash into charm, that you can potentially Black Shield. Flash into the Tibbers ult is... I mean, you've got to be pretty fast, and it can also hit multiple members, so... I think it gives Caps just a little bit more agency to make plays for G2. We'll see if he can actually end up pulling any of that off as MDK open up the mid tower.
G2 yet to take a turret this game. 18.5 minutes in, they're sitting at a 3-0 deficit. Double AD carry. MDK would take it very quickly, but it looks like a fight might erupt before then. TP's behind here. Bookblade looking for the flank. He'll be spotted on that control ward. And first off, Caps is down. And Summer needs to open up the slicing mouse. Only going to hit onto Alvaro. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Mickey is keeping Merwin at bay and takes him out basically on his lonesome. Alvaro trying to escape, puts the Riptide down. The chase onto Friscawi now knocked back with the blast cone. And there's no way out for him apart from flashing perhaps to the safety of Super. In the end, he falls and Hans Summer gets the shutdown.
So, fair play. Caps makes his tactical death work.
And now the balance in this game really hangs between the Draven and the Zeri. Frescawi stepping a little bit too far forward, knocked back. The hook coming out though from Alvaro as the slicing mashup hits on the backline with the Whirling Death coming out as well. Elyoya goes down, Super trying to trade towards the top side. Caps no flash on him, but will put Tibbers down to take the kill. Alvaro's gonna die to Hans Summer, who's now unstoppable, and Mirwin was nowhere to be seen in that fight.
They're trying to, as a 4-man unit, invade onto G2 because they think, oh, they don't have TPs, they can't collapse. But I think Caps did, in fact, TP into that fight. We're going to look back and see exactly how this one played out.
It's just a really questionable fight as well for another reason. Like, you just had no exhaust.
Fight again, Blast going forward, shielded Durant immediately. True Shot Barrage coming out as well as Mickey has to flash away, but Mirwin here to join the party. Man's in with the lightning crash, they'll kill off one, Mickey falls. And they might look for more, they'll take the tier 2 in the top lane.
But it's the Mirwin dip, right? He is where the gold is sitting on for MDK. Very volatile and dangerous weapons in his inventory.
Sure.
And that's not a tanky comp from MDK. I see very little armor. And I think we're getting another fight.
He caught with the binding, there's the hook to follow up. Elyoya takes a chunk from an axe from Hans Summer. First exhaust is used on Caps before he pops the Tibbers. The slicing maelstrom coming out and no second exhaust to follow. Cease and desist on the backline and Hans Summer's flashing forward. He can see blood in the water, the river painted with MDK's entrails, and MDK are forced to wait. It's a 1-for-3 exchange in favor of G2.
And Hans Summer, like you were saying, Vedius, he manages to carry the fight in the end. What happened there was the fight was quite slow around that Black Shield cooldown. The Black Shield came out, and then G2, they took a step back, waited for the Black Shield to expire, then re-engaged again. Managed to pick up the carries in the end, Super falls as well, and now the Nash for G2.
MDK thought they had found another pick. The binding was good, but Mickey, he just didn't fall fast enough. The damage wasn't quite there, and unfortunately for MDK, it was Mirwin who fell. And now look at this Draven, 8, 1, and 4. Well, Friscawi has the Galio ultimate to be able to provide that peel, but as you saw, Mirwin died. Oh,
and immediately they jump in on him again. The CC chain from G2 find their mark.
Horrifying as well. And that's the thing, right? Morgana's super punishing. If you ever mess up your Black Shield, you lose the entire team fight. So there's so much pressure on Elyoya here.
So far, it's a tier 2 for a tier 2 on this exchange. You can see MDK starting to back away, but they're going to lose the inhibitor tower. Will they lose more? Broken Blade has a TP. G2 likely to continue this advance. They start to back away. The binding connecting. Hook out from Alvaro. Mickey looking for the stun. Alvaro able to sidestep it. And because of the flank possibility, it looks like G2 have backed off. Mickey a little bit slower than he'd like. The hook Sneaking around the back, can't quite land it.
Just be patient, wait for Broken Blade to siege onto mid. All 5 members of MDK are collapsing onto bots. There's also a dragon available. Good decisions from G2.
TP behind, TP behind.
No, it's not.
He's looking to dance around them. Looking to find something special. Hook wide. Frescowi going for that Mega Blast Cone. To the pit, a possibility, teaming up with MDK. Shooter Duran coming out. If Frescowi's found nothing yet, and I think perhaps his hype is short-lived and overdone. There's Alvaro on that front line. Caps looking for the Sun. Lands it. Frescowi still flanking. There's the Tibbers down, Alvaro down to half HP. Mickey looking for the Magnus Storm, the shield is around the flank! The unseen Galio truly is the deadliest, but is this enough for MDK? The hero's entrance from Frescowi buys them a second. So far they found 2 in the fight, with the slicing mouse coming out from Broken Blade. Is he gonna be locked up enough in time? Hansama still alive, but Broken Blade still basically full HP, and now in a 2v3. BB and Hansama have to do what Mirwin and Super did in game 2. Broken Blade looking for the Sun, quite can't land the damage onto Super. Shielded Durand. The lightning rushes, gets him out, and Hansama steps forward, realizes he can't help out his top much longer.
And Kennen thrives in these kinds of fights, even chasing into these chokes, but another engage comes out.
Not going in, immediately locked up. There's the dredge line as well, into the binding. Shadowing strike on Alvaro will get the stun. Depth charge, Yike dodging to the side, but goes back in with the season assist and pulls to Elioya. Broken Blade on the front line, now pops the slicing mouse from and flashes away. The Magnus Storm in by Mickey. Vegeta are all out of rears. MDK have found 2 already, and with the lightning crashing down, Mirwin's looking to strike twice. Hansama flashes away from the Ultra Shock Laser, and Ultra Shock Laser dodged, but Mirwin on the flank means that I don't think Caps is getting away from this when Mirwin dashes across the wall, and Caps will fall to MDK.
So the engage comes out from Yike, but there's no Caps to layer onto it. And for G2.
This Galio has been seen, you have to think Broken Blade is nearby. When you TP on a control ward, it is visible to the enemy team. Caps a little bit overextended, flashes forward, they go for Mirwin, but he missed, as you say! And Caps is made to pay the price. Super and Mirwin are having a field day here. Cease and desist. Anything you wanted to do, G2. Even with a slicing maelstrom on the back line, Broken Blade can't do enough to take down Super. MDK will wipe them off the rift, and it's looking like a 2-1 to Matt.
When you don't land your wombo combo with the engages, with the Rel layering onto the Vi ultimate, the Kennen ultimate, and the ultimate, it's not enough. They lose the team fight and now the base.
I wonder if they can actually look to end the game here. There's still relatively long death time, as Caps is going to be up in 10 seconds. MDK is going to go for it.
Alvaro can just tank it, and you have the 3 grubs to help you out. Mickey there for the stun. Caps up in 2 seconds, but already the Nexus towers are going to be deleted. Caps here has the stun prime. Super dashes away. Here comes Yike trying to stop Super from taking down that Nexus. Super's locked up in time. Frescowi, do you have the damage? No. They don't. They're both tanks. And on the edge of it, on the edge of the 2-1, they can't quite make it happen. G2 hold on to hope.
Gives you a decent amount of gold to help people work towards those final items. They'll concede the Dragon, but it will be the Baron. MDK, I respect the attempt. That Nexus was a few auto attacks away from death.
Impressed, can we, I guess, as the Drake begun here for MDK.
I will say, one thing about having 5 sweepers is that you have no blue trinket, and that can be quite scary if the enemy team's already on the objective, because you can't face check, right? You have to use your bodies to face check rather than a ward. So that could be an angle G2 leverage if the enemy team is forced to face check into you.
Hook landing onto Mickey, no shadowing strike for him. The binding coming down as well. Hansama trying to open up on Alvaro. Mickey on the wrong side of the wall, and MDK have already got their first of the break. Hansama have the easier approach to the Baron. They'll just start it up. Whirling Death gonna come out. No approach for G2. MDK will get the Baron. Gold even between these 2 teams, but now MDK have that extra tool in their toolkit to start pushing into the base.
I feel like, because Mickey X specifically, he has to play frontline continuously and make sure he plays on the edge where he's not quite dying but taking damage.
Super, he's been spotted.
And Yike goes in with the flash. Cease and desist coming out as well. The hero's entrance won't give him a big enough shield. G2 find one. Mickey looking for the flank as well. He can go in. Has that Magnus Storm available. Frescowi on the front line. He'll fall too. G2 are looking for more. There's Tibbers. Mirwin and Elioya, the last 2 men standing. But Mirwin can really open up. And Elioya so basically full HP. He lands the binding. And now it ends up in a 2v2. Hansama has 6 items, a flash and a cleanse. Flash, Super has a flash, as does Mirwin. Those are the 2 important targets. Alvaro down to half HP though, and Hansama sinks an axe in his back and sends him packing. Now Hansama with the Bloodthirster can really open up. He's got a mortal reminder now as well. Switched his itemization around a little bit to try and reduce the healing coming out from MDK. They're going to chase a little bit further. TP out. by Frescowi, TP in by Broken Blade, trying to answer it. Frescowi with a good TP to the Nexus Towers will save the base for the moment of MDK.
Like a shotgun, they will snap engage, and they will not hesitate, and I love that confidence we saw from Hansum. You saw him just run to the face of Mirwin and say, exhaust me, I dare you. He doesn't have a QSS, he doesn't have a Mikhail's.
The land. For G2, they have a few more options. You've got the Kennen flank, you've got Mickey going in, you've got Yike going forward. So although it does seem like Alvaro's getting caught out a little bit as Mirwin dashes forward, and Yike locks him with the season assist, he immediately puts out the exhaust, but it's not going to be enough. And now Frescowi is behind enemy lines. He tries to get onto Cap, puts down the shield of Duran for the taunt. Broken Blade looking for that flank, has the flash. GP gonna use it on the super. Alvaro's hook just going wide. Hans Summer still has the flash and the cleanse. The cannon minion now falls, no backdoor bonus remaining. G2 still take the turret, double supers in the bot lane, Baron up in 24 seconds time. 7 kills in a 47-minute game, and it continues to bounce back and forth. Every team fights a roller coaster of emotion for both these squads.
I will say that I do wonder how much experience is playing a factor here.
Almost caught there by Elioy and Mirwin, who are waiting in a control
The
ball.
angle from Caps.
Caps looking for it. He flashes, they land the stun. Hero's Edge is coming out of Super, tries to flash away the Magnus Storm. Gets Mickey on the back line, but Super still surviving. Tibbers with the chase down alongside the cease and desist. Yike is now in the enemy base, and he doesn't really have the teammates to support him here. But he amazingly manages to take down Alvaro. Yike doing so much work here, surviving for so long. Broken Blade's gonna base and TP back in. Hans Summer flashes forward. Mirwin flashes away. It's a 3v3, and MDK have to try and defend their base.
I think Mirwin expected Hans expected to do more damage to Mirwin there, but through the randoms he just didn't. He committed his flash. Now the question is, can they end? Can they hit these towers freely?
Broken Blade has a flash on the slicing Maelstrom still, as you say. The first Nexus tower falls in an instant like a hot knife through butter. G2 are melting through these structures. It's all on MDK. Can you find something? Can you find that miracle play to defend? Ultra Shock Laser out by Mirwin. He dashes across the Nexus. Frescowi going in, shooter Duran for the taunt on Caps, but no real follow-up. There's the slicing Maelstrom that G2 were waiting for, slicing through the hearts of MDK, and having their Nexus at 200 HP. G2 somehow go 2-1 up in the series.
Obviously, a G2. Mainly, purely with the intent of denying the Smolder early levels and maybe getting K'Sante a few levels under his
the
belt.
lane isn't that bad. It just gives you just get free stacks. I don't
Doesn't have the advantage of getting to run 2 bots, unlike Caps, so Caps going to have a small health advantage. Mickey mainly just here to cover as the AD carries face off in the bot lane. Alvaro providing that same level of cover. Nice trade there from Caps. Scowy now definitely in kill range, and so Alvaro kind of has to come to help clear out this wave.
Ooh, that hits.
Yeah.
Freeze, but he
Flash from Frescowi! Flash away by Caps. The Ultra Shock Laser they're hitting when it had gone through the wall. It is a bit deceptive. The hitbox kind of extends back behind the wall where it was. Caps eats a chunk of his HP for it. Yike coming across here, but Elioya already charging up the Vault Breaker, looking for those concussive blows. They find it. Ultra Laser across the wall as well, and Yike will fall to first blood. It's Elioya that takes it by Super. In the end, it will just be the Summoner burnt on the Ezreal.
Credit to Super for surviving. All the attention to mid is going to convert into grubs whilst Super actually survives.
Wow, okay, talk about annoying. The grub going to interrupt Yike's back as Elioya cleans that one up. Ultimately, though, kind of a tepid early game as we've been seeing throughout this year. Look at top side. Yike has level 6, the Nocturne ultimate.
So this is the window, right? If Broken Blade is a good actor here, he cannot scare him away. There we go.
Going with the paranoia, knock him into the wall, looking for the all-out, and with the fear back, Mirwin has no escape. Yike gets the first kill for G2.
I'm too upset about that.
Regardless if he got spotted, I think I want to give credit to Broken Blade there, being a good actor, not making it obvious that the gank was coming, and instead using the flash to flash W forward and set up the gank. That's the problem with Smolder, right? This is the post-6 level 6 window where you are very easily gank set-upable.
You ult into Q and you Q in mid-air, you can get the bonus AD before it connects and you'll do bonus damage. But that's not how it works. The damage is determined beforehand. Speaking of Caps, he might take a lot of damage.
Flash in by Elioya, and he does.
Nice.
He does take a lot of damage, Fetty. Well predicted there.
It was a bit scary for him to enter River, but finding a pick on the
top
Caps
lane
is what they
That's
need.
it all out onto Mirwin. Razok is here. Pass maker out by Broken Blade. Mirwin flaps across the wall. Mom has been called. Ring ring. The paranoia coming in. TP in as well by Caps. They jump instead onto Razok. Straight past Mirwin. No, sorry, onto Elioya, not Razzle. Elioya gets away. Yeah, okay, Yike went for the jungler thinking they could kill him. The shockwave has been invested, and in the end they will kill Mirwin, but for it they'll sacrifice Mickey X and Yike, which is bizarre to say the least.
A catastrophe in the
It was
top
so
lane.
confusing, I thought Fnatic were playing, man. What?
Yike ulted Elioya, I'm pretty sure,
He had no
because
vision.
he had no vision.
This screams maybe in practice, because these aren't very popular combos right now. The combo whiffs. Oh no, they didn't use the combo.
Yeah.
There we go then. That makes more sense.
And all the flashes come through. It's a numbers advantage for MDK. Really nice collapse from them. And they're able to, at the very least, get one kill G2. But MDK, they walk away with, what, 3, 4 even?
Instead, trying to cover, Elioya able to dash out with the Volt Breaker. Hansama on his way across. Mickey, no TP. And look for the engage. There's the paranoia. Cease and desist out by Elioya to try and survive. Hansama able to dodge away with the Killer Instinct as well, but Super can open up from the side. Mickey's already down. Yike, short to follow. And MDK collapse once again, as you say, no TP for Broken Blade to join the battle.
This damage they have from the Nocturne Orianna, as well as take platings down bot.
Super here, Caps puts down the ball, but hey, Mickey, this is a Mickey game. This is the most Mickey game he's had this series, I'm gonna be honest. That's 3 in about as many minutes, and Caps is gonna pay for it as well. It's a double for Super, like MDK played that well, but Mickey literally died, ran out, jumped in, died again.
This is the early game that we saw from G2 in the finals.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought that we saw an improvement based on the first game situation many times, and many teams have gotten these leads, and they haven't been able to close things out.
I mean, realistically, what the problem they have is there's so many threats on the side of MDK where if you pop one person, you got to deal with 2 more usually, right? So it's really about chaining these picks continuously over and over and over again until you have a massively decent enough lead, and you can play off those numbers advantages as well.
For the third Drake, it's like a 23-minute soul.
play.
They are looking for this Smolder, still no flash, the paranoia coming in, and Mirwin, it's sent packing. They're looking for more as Elioya goes in with the cease and desist, but Broken Blade can tank that one for days. The shutdown over the Yike. And the goal begins to even out just a tad.
So they solve the chaos by committing all 5 members top. They end up securing 2 kills. G2 make it work, and they should secure another objective. They leave open the mid lane tower. Nice interrupt there from Super. Only connects up to 1 though.
I actually think Caps shielded as well, so the True Shot Barrage was eaten by the shield, so the back wasn't stopped. That's why he stepped out and then shielded one of the people that was facing there. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it looked like to me.
That's going to be 2 towers, meanwhile, on the rest of the map for MDK. And so they'll hold on to their gold lead for now, which is fine. You can see the difference really starting to develop in mid lane for Scowie. Nicely for the top lane as well. Immediately, both Elioya and Alvaro grouping back up. At the start of the day, Finn talked about how when we saw the best version of MDK, it was when the jungle and support were working together, and we've been seeing it more and more throughout this series. Tower as G2 cross maps on the other side. Ultimately, that's 3 out of towers now secured for MDK.
Honey Fruit eaten by G2. Paranoia available for Yike. Can put the map into darkness. Mickey looking for that flank, but for Scowie's there to mark him. The Dragon down to 7,000. Mom called. Ring, ring, they say Killer Instinct on the back line immediately. They dive into Frescowie. Mickey's the one to get the kill. Paranoia onto the back as well as Mirwin trying to dash away. Elioya jumping in onto Yike, who flashes across the wall, but the chase continues. And Chew, the Smolder sneezing all over you, but now with MDK locked in the Magnus Storm isn't enough. But G2, they have 2 surviving, so do MDK, and Super's one of them. He opens up onto Mickey on some of the last alive for G2, but Elioya sends him back in a body bag.
Elioya is huge, cleaning up the fight. What was so close at the end, they're managing to find all the kills. Take a look at that, 2 items on Elioya, and just even though G2 found the engage, there were still so many threats to clean up the fight.
It starts with an initial pick onto Frescowie, but they commit a lot of resources.
Falcon might be slightly mad. I believe my lip reading skills aren't the best, but I think that was a what are we doing in that moment. So
Without his mobility as well, you look at Frescowie, Super, and
drive-by balling. Oh, they can't quite get the ball on towards Yike in time. He's going to chase forward though, and with the fear tether back, Mirwin has no escape. G2 find a pick in the side lane.
I mean, it's the story of the series, right? Overextending Eddie carries into...
What's the game plan?
That ward is not spotted by the controller because it's right by the wall. BB trying to dash into the back line. Glacier Fisher coming down, but they pull Alvaro across with the all-out. And Alvaro pays the price for stepping a little bit too far.
An extra component coming through for MDK. Doesn't mean that it's that significant. Oh,
Season desist onto Hansama. Does have the flash, does have the barrier. It doesn't expend either. G2 were looking for a long flank behind MDK,
Up
but
to an Orianna combo if you want to try and fight it, but you have no dive from a Kai'Sa.
he's going to face check. There's the paranoia. On the front line is Alvaro chasing Yike away. Broken Blade looking for the back line. Mirwin flashes over. Magnet Storm in by Mickey. Fiscawi going in with a lightning crash, and Broken Blade can't tank this for too much longer. MDK keep G2 at bay and secure the Baron to boot.
MDK taking all the right steps here with the soul spawning in 10 seconds, and they're on track to bring us to a game 5.
So much neutral damage, neutral objective damage here in this composition as well. Flexing that, taking the Dragon as well. Now going to head down into bot on this stacked wave. And you can imagine this is going to be a tier 2. With this Infernal Soul, the poke is going to really add up too. They can layer some CC if they want to. Buy ultimate into a Smolder. It's an insane composition. But looks like they're going to recall.
Start the recalls, do them together, now stop them because they see G2 advancing. Yike able to dodge away for the moment. The True Shot Barrage alongside the concussive blows. The Infernal Soul helping MDK.
80 carries to hit the Nash. What's the rest zone? So frustration maybe from G2 knowing they get out skills.
Yike might just be dead. No flash, concussive blows comes out. The paranoia. I mean, all that means is you die in the dark. The Nocturne's down. Fiscawi, the Killer Instinct in.
Ooh,
he's knocked airborne as he tries to jump over the wall. Hansama going in further. Fiscawi's going to flash away. It was the Shockwave, as you say, the combo with the Orianna Killer Instinct. There to try and take out Fiscawi. Caps flashes across, dodges the Glacial Fissure. Mom is rung by Mirwin. Shadowing Strike from Mickey will buy him a second on the top side. Hansama caught up with a cease and desist, and he'll fall. Mickey jumps back in, trying to save his mid laner, but all he can do is buy him a second. Caps down, G2 down, MDK pushing down mid.
The 80 carries reign supreme in this game. The dive coming in from G2, knowing that the meta, trying to counter it, but it just isn't enough. All series long, we've had the same dynamic, and MDK sticking to their guns once again come out on top.
We wondered if they'd wake up for the season finals. Winter was the last time we saw them battling at the top. Here, MDK have come to say, we'll take you all the way to game 5.
I don't know if I like it into Braum. Oh, I kind of want Finn. Finn is like we need to get some info from Finn.
Yeah.
We need
Mitigate some of the damage from the Nidalee up there. The last time we saw Nidalee top in the LEC. Flash, Shadowing Strike. Barrier coming out from Super as Hansama looks to trade in. Super trying to get away, but with the Ignite, taking the unbreakable flash from Alvaro. Stop Hansama from getting the final auto down. He may pay for this with his life. He will, but Super survives.
Hansama Draven, baby. It always delivers. I think with Ignite, you can actually take him down here.
Jumps forward, gets knocked back with the
Spear
Vault
misses.
Breaker. Spear misses. I'm not sure if it matters, Finn. The intricacies of the matchup not as important as the fact that it was the 2v1.
well, and this bot side of the map is starting to get very problematic for G2.
Look at top side. I think that, yeah, there could be an all-in here. Like, he has ultimate now, and level 6 is a very
goes in.
big
There's
power
the
spike.
Vanguard's Edge. Flawless duet. Back Mirwin flashes from it, but Broken Blade flashes to follow. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Both the top laners trading their lives.
Here with Sax is just absolutely Thanos. So he plays with the power spike, uses it, finds the all-in, and trades 1-for-1. Very awkward, but that's why I thought maybe it would be difficult to secure these grubs. I suppose you could stack up the mites, but regardless, going to go over to the side of G2.
G2 invest 5 players
Yeah.
up towards here, right? Hansama is so strong right now with a BF sword and a Vamp Scepter on his way to that BT. Super does get the push in bot. The waves are going to be sacked down there. Yike flashes away from the Glacial Fissure, but still hit by the edge of it. Elioyo will chase him with the cease and desist, but the Stranglethorn's coming out. Means Mickey's here for the Magnet Storm. Blast Cone gets Yike out. Fiscawi dashes across the wall with the Spirit Rush and will be able to kill off the Zyra first. Mickey the next to join him as MDK find 2 off the back of the grub play. Portville Mobies, especially in solo queue, just to get around the map a little bit more. Symbiotic Souls were one of the only boots that were untouched in the boot changes on 14-15. Didn't have their cost increased or anything because they were underperforming compared to other boots.
You want to know my favorite Symbiotic Souls tech?
Yeah.
Buy them on Action and spin around a tower. And they stack. And they stack.
Look at bot lane.
Caps is here, TP in, lightning crash from Super, eats an axe. Double TP's invested, the Emperor's divided to the whirling death. And there's 2 already for G2. 1 exchange as Mickey falls for Fiscawi under the tower. Doesn't really have a leg to stand on anymore. His junglers in mid, his top laners in top, surprise, surprise, but no TP on the Nidalee means that he can't react to this. The charm goes down, Caps not tanking the tower, uses a shield. Fiscawi gets 1. but in the end, it's the 3-for-1 exchange and the turret to boot for G2.
And there's the TP we wanted from the Aurelia down into bot side. Mirwin does get the cross map with that Sheen, making it easy to secure, but they also get the mid-tier 1 as well, so slightly favoring MDK because they find Caps in that dive.
Tower, how will G2 respond as Mirwin now makes his way down?
It's a very scary fight for G2 because BB has no wave to play on, right? So he has to sit way back and he doesn't want to fight without it. The Braum CC coming in with the Vice CC as well could be stacked up really fast, so they just give it up. That's the third outer for MDK.
Same way an AP Nidalee would. The heal from Mirwin will give attack speed though as Cap slides in. Mirwin takes a chunk of his HP for this. Hansama gets the knockback. Whirling Death has to be flashed. Caps flashes forward though, and Mirwin healed up just enough to survive. Now Caps going golden. Mickey with the Magnet Storm blocks Alvaro in his tracks. The cease and desist from Elioy in the backline now, and now Mickey's underneath the tower. MDK have reacted perfectly.
Consistently throughout the year, making that mistake, finds himself at a 1.2k gold deficit.
But how has this happened? G2 get the Drake.
Well, it's mainly because MDK they lost a lot of HP in that exchange.
Yeah.
And so then Draven, still being full HP, it's a difficult objective to contest.
Now an MDK can look for that. Mickey stepping forward, Bolt Breaker just short. Shadowing Strike will get the stun. The Magnet Storm coming out as well. Mickey looking for it. TPs immediately as soon as the ward's down, but Hansama is locked up by MDK. Vanguard's edge in by Broken Blade. He's got to do something incredible here if he's going to turn this around, but he's stunned up, charmed up, locked up, and he dives back in with another Blade Surge. He'll get one. So far, a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of MDK. Fescawi has a Spirit Rush and Super has a flash to dive in. The Emperor is dividing nothing as Super dodges away from Caps. Mirwin finds Yike. Caps tries to get the damage down. He will take out Super in the end. But the Orb of Deception from Fescawi finds its mark as MDK clean up the fight. Mickey. The time they spent together, the boot camp they've done, Elioya catching Mickey here. Ultra Shock Laser, Caps diving in for Mirwin, doesn't have the flash, does have the pounce to try to dash away, but G2 are collapsing on him and Mirwin has no way to get away from this. Mickey with the Magnet Storm locks up Elioya, the Glacial Fisher coming out from Alvaro, Stranglethorn's just short of the knockup. Super and Fescawi are starting to collapse. Super could dash in, but immediately would be met by G2, who have found one kill in this. Mirwin down, 30 seconds before he'll respawn. There's a tower in the top lane and G2 will set their eyes upon that.
Does leave mid completely open though, looking for Scowy, makes his way towards the wave, catches it, starts pushing that in. He may even be able to set up a siege, but numbers difference. G2 have 5.
Caps has flash, and Super can't dash away from it! The last time the Emperor divided, it was an imaginary number, but this time it multiplies G2's lead. Frescawi still pushing in mid. The tower will fall in the top lane. G2 are going to start to back away. Frescawi's looking for that inhibitor tower. Can he get it in time before G2 are back out on the map? I think the answer is yes. Frescawi will take the mid inhib tower.
And I wondered if G2 might turn their attention to that Nash.
It's sole point for them, but they could just go for mid tower. The Dragon down to 7,000. Charm on Mickey. He's almost down already. Mirwin dashes forward. Mickey with the shield from the crash down. Gets himself to relative safety, but how relative is it? He's only at 300 HP and no Warmugs for him. He went Locket first instead. The Drake secured by MDK, and they might want a little bit more. Don't want to give G2 easy access to this mid lane, realizing that his team's being collapsed on. Spirit Rush forward into the charm. Cap spots a stopwatch. Mickey goes in with the Magnet Storm, and Hansama has so much time. The Vanguard's edge on the back line as well. Already Super's down. Hansama begins to open up. Cleanses away from the concussive blow stun. Alvaro is sent to the grave. MDK escaped with only 3.
I can't believe Mickey was able to find that type of an engage. The flash into knock-up into 3-man connect. MDK is completely divided. You've got them trying to flank on one side, will catch the wave in mid. You were just talking about Aragon. MDK tried to go for it, but the Zhonya's provides the space for Caps, and now look at this mid lane tower. It disappears. The top lane is sure to follow. G2 off of a single fight.
On its way, they might have 3 or 4 seconds with this wave buffed up, but Baron about to expire. Mickey Hex flashing across the wall. The Stranglethorns. G2 know this is their opportunity to crack through that turret, and they'll do exactly that. Baron expires, 2,000 gold lead for G2 at the end of that buff.
Mickey has to keep track of where is the jungler. Mirwin on the flank is not something you have to be too afraid of.
Super dashes across the wall, sees the assist. Magnet Storm though, Elioya's in, Super dashes in as well. With a lightning crash, he's trying to take the damage down onto Caps. He'll get one, Hansama flashing forward, just able to dodge the charm. Mirwin trading up towards the top side, kills off Broken Blade, and now G2 are split. 4 of MDK still surviving. Mickey trying to sacrifice himself to keep Hansama alive, but he just can't do enough. MDK find 4 in the mid lane.
4 members alive. MDK. I wonder if they'll look to end the game.
It just feels like with the fight, the way that G2 want to fight is they want the enemy to come into them. Because if you're trying to run into a Draven and a Zera and a Zyra, you're going to have a really bad time. But Caps just fully sends it, like you said, Thaddeus. And it's just not optimal. And then the 1v1 in isolation's not great.
Of course, did have to flash as well. But Frescowy's in a great position on this Ahri. They'll deny the soul once more. And MDK telling G2 that we will not go down without a fight. Off cooldown.
Off cooldown, exactly.
Looking for a possible flank position here. On the line between these two teams. Alva's going to get stunned up. Glacial Fisher coming out. Frescowy waiting around the corner. Lands the charm onto Caps. And Caps is sent packing. Now G2 in a 4v5 have to find a way to fight back. But Ayoya will not give them that opportunity. It's a beautiful fight from the Mad Lions Koi. And they roar into life here in season finals.
It's a one-sided ace and a massive upset as MDK have done it. They will take down G2.
For the first time in 2024, Mad Lions Koi will take a series off G2. And what a series it was. They'll face Fnatic.
These were some of the best highlights from today's 2024 LEC Summer Playoffs matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.